Jeremiah says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." They're the plans that God has for me, not necessarily the plans that I have for me.
That's right.
And I was thinking about just parenting in general. And one of the hardest lessons that I have had to learn in parenting is letting go of my plans for my kids and holding on to God's purpose for them. It's so hard as a parent when you're praying for your kids. You want to pray like really specific things for them. But when those specific things don't happen, and these things happen in our own lives too, it's just easier for me to talk about my kids than it is for me to talk about myself. But when those things don't happen, you can begin to think God's not listening, or maybe I've done something wrong. God's not answering my prayers, and you start to have all of these fears and doubts and questions. And one of the things that God has just been teaching me over and over again, I feel like I'm in like the remedial class of letting go of my plans, is, and just to be like kind of specific, I just had this idea that my kids, so I grew up, my mom was a piano teacher, I took piano lessons, but I didn't like practicing, and so I never really became a piano player. And then I married a man who plays the guitar, and he sings, and he writes music, and I was like, this is in my kids. And my kids are gonna be songwriters and worship leaders, and I just had this like vision for my children. Does anybody have a vision for your children out there? Okay, so we get these ideas for our kids, right? I'm not going to say that none of my kids play the piano, but none of my kids are, at the moment, I'm not sure that they're on track for my vision for their life.
Sure.
And God had to really just strip that away from me and say, the purpose, your plan is so specific.
Right.
Let go of your plan. And what is my purpose for your child's life? I'm like, okay, God, I want them to love you. I want them to be a leader. I want them to know your word. I want them to be a worshiper, not a worship leader. I want them to be a worshiper. I want them to have a relationship with you. I want them to be responsible. Like all of these things that we know are God's purposes for us are the things that we have to really hold on to.
Right.
And we let go of the dream, the idea, the vision that we have for them.